Rhizosorb is redefining what growers expect from phosphate fertilizer. Backed by data and built for performance, Rhizosorb helps reduce phosphorus losses, improve uptake, and boost ROI without increasing input costs. Join the next wave of growers switching to the next generation of phosphorus fertilizers by visiting phospholutions.com.
Bernard Tobin here at the Farm Progress Show over at Case IH now, catching up with Leo Bowes. Leo, how's it going?
Great to be here at the Farm Progress Show 2025.
Hey, let's talk about some Farmall tractors here. We've got 3A, a C, and another one to talk about. We'll hold off on that, but tell us about the Farmall A here. Now, you've got a couple of different horsepowers.
Yeah, when you look at the Farmall name, it all started back over 102 years ago. Put the farm in the all, right? Farmall. And right behind me is the new A series. The A series is 4 models. So we look at a 90, 100, 110, and 120 Farmall A. It's our standard tractor. So customers always ask, what application I would be using this tractor in? It could be a loader application here or just general areas around the farm that I would use maybe 3-point hitch. But when you look at the standard specifications, we tend to probably pull back on those specifications. So I look at the front axle, it's a lower, heavier duty axle, the rear 3-point hitch, the hydraulics are a little lower. So when you look at that full feature, it still starts with that operator environment though. When we get into that cab, a whole new instrument cluster. So brighter, actually larger display so I can actually see whether it's daytime or nighttime, and then I can look at the controls laid out to fit that operator, but it all fits in right with the front. And look at the high visibility roof. So in this case we have a loader application. I can now see if I'm going up to place in a round bale loading, I can see right where that bucket's going to be. So the Farmall A series are their standard tractor in the lineup. So 4 models, 12x12 transmission, rear hitch lift capacities around that 8,000 mark. So pretty much can do what we need it to do in, say, a livestock and or row crop application.
Hey, let's roll over here. Let's have a look at the C series.
Yeah, the C series, when we take a look at our standard, now we move up into our deluxe. So you can see the styling cues that we pick up from our Magnum Steiger, that front grille assembly gives us that new look. You can see that high visibility hood that we just pointed out in the A series. Also, when you get in this cab, this was introduced back in Q1 of this year, currently available through our Case IH dealers, has the new instrumentation. As you walk around, you can see this L635 loader, over 3,200 pounds that we can lift on the front of this loader. And you can see our heavy duty axle in the front. So really positioning ourselves to look at those Swiss Army knife of what you have. And then, dual entry left and right hand side, but allows us to have that flexibility for, those applications that we're maybe looking at, rear lift hitch capacities into that, 12,000 mark, and again, 11,000 pounds that we have for those applications. So taking a look at the deluxe features, so standard deluxe into this Farmall C, and now we're going to put the cherry on the top is going to be our Farmall Super M Series and our new M Series lineup.
Okay, Leo, the Farmall M Series, as you say, the cherry on top, tell us about it.
Yeah, the new M Series, and again, this is our premium tractor lineup. 2 models, the 110 and 120. The 120 you see here, and see at the decal is Super M. So that started back in the 50s with the Super M Series. What you'll notice though on the hood, and again the styling cues from our Steiger and Magnum, you'll see the IH International logo. And again, that's not only on the hood, but it's also embroidered into that new seat. Right, when you take a look at that seat, it just cues in the operator. You'll notice that everything we talked about in the Farmall with the instrumentation cluster, but an integrated joystick control on that right hand armrest. So again, that operator putting that hand right where they're going to function, and you look at the controls layout where that control is needed, we've placed it in there. So from front weight bracket to rear hitch, the new M Series delivers on the specifications. All new front axle that's been heavy duty redesigned along with actual floating axle, so it gives us that optional capability. As you move through the back of that machine, we have rear hitch lift capacities that are now over that 11,000 pound mark. So 16 by 16 transmission, semi-power shift to allow us to shift through those gears up to eight gears at a time. But the operators always told us, whether I'm in a Farmall M to a Farmall C to a Farmall A, I want to have technology that I can see where that unit is. So with field ops, and now being connected with a modem in this machine, I can now see those critical items. Maybe I want to see where Dad's at, maybe on the farm. We now have that within the base, and it's connectivity included. Last but not least, little technologies that help out. This tractor, if it had a loader on it, we have brake to clutch. So we used to have to push the clutch pedal down, maybe coming into a pile, and then apply the brake, curl the bucket, raise the loader up. Now we have brake to clutch. All I have to do is push down on the brake pedal, and it'll actually stop that tractor. I can then, with this integrated right-hand joystick, I can now curl that bucket, fill that bucket, release that brake pedal, and I'm now in reverse, and I'm now cycling through. So a lot of features, enhancements here of the all-new Farmall series.
And of course,
and this is a one-year production. We take a look, 1954, the Farmall Super M MTA, so torque amplifier, 44 horsepower, aluminum pistons. This was produced for 1 year. I believe over 23,000 units that were produced back then. But what were they trying to look? They were trying to look for power to the ground, but they were also trying to use some seamless shifting. So that torque amplifier allowed us to shift down by just pulling one lever. So technology back then, and you look at technology here in the future with the Super M really delivering not only a nod to the past, but where we're going to the future.
yeah, a great Farmall story, Leo. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate you making some time for Real Agriculture.
Great to be here.